Newport Folk Festival. So sick that you played that. But not only did you play, you did something really cool there, and you had your own bike-powered stage.
Yeah, so it's Newport Folk Fest on its own. You're right. It's just it's a festival like none other that I've ever experienced. Just a really cool community. The artists do a lot of jumping up on each other's sets and collaborating, and they really curate that. And so we got to play it in 2019 on one of the main stages. It was probably the most memorable set of our lives. I think we played the opening set at like 10:30 a.m. on a Saturday, and typically in a festival, that's a pretty sleepy set. Nobody really shows up, but people slammed the tent. Nobody knew who we were. They just knew that if we were playing the festival, they wanted to hear it, and we fed off of it, and it was amazing. But since that experience, we've really wanted to like become a part of that festival and engage with the culture of it. And yeah, so we have this concept that we have been working on for, I don't know, since probably 2012, where with some friends in our small town in Harrisonburg, Virginia, we built a bicycle generator. So you put a bicycle on a stand and you pedal, and it powers a little inverter, and then you can power a sound system off of that. And we did it just very DIY, just like probably like dangerously hooking up electronics we didn't know anything about, but it worked. And then that has just stuck with us for years. We would have friends in the audience come pedal and power like a one speaker little acoustic show. And so when we started playing Newport, we were like, well, we really want to bring this bike generator thing back, and we had found a company that was making the generators professionally, and so we bought some of those, and we kind of pitched to the festival, hey, could we do a little pop-up set, just 2 bikes, and Jeff and I will play for 15 minutes, and they were like, hey, that sounds cool. How about you run a stage for 3 days, and we'll give you 15 artists, and how many bikes can you get? So all of a sudden we like really jumped into high production mode. We got 6 bikes, we got some solar panels, and it's this beautiful experience that you're as an artist, we're inviting the crowd into the show. They're powering it, but also there's this real connection where we ask ourselves a lot, what's touring going to be like in 15 years, 20 years, 50 years? Like, we want to be doing this for a long time. Yeah. And there's some big questions that we don't know the answers to, but this little stage that we've worked on is just a really joyful expression of trying to do something different. And it's certainly not everything's not going to be bike powered. We know that for sure. But the interactions we've had with fans that have done it have been super positive, and it's just a really cool space.
What an honor to be given that. Were you even expecting them to say yes to your 15-minute set?
We had hoped so, because we knew they were so into these little pop-ups and that sort of thing. We were like, okay, they might go for this. But that was the festival we had in mind. When we were like, all right, we're anywhere in the country, where can we take this? It was like Newport, we'll get into it. And they backed it all the way. So. And
it's cool that you're not only do you get to do that, but you're exposing this idea to the influential people at Newport Folk Festival, and then also the crowd. So now it's a thing that can maybe pop up in other places as well. And you guys,
we hope so. Yeah. I mean, a big part is really diving into that sort of ethos and mission that Jake mentioned, which is I really do think it's an important question for us to ask. Hey, let's think about 2060. Let's actually think about that in the music industry, because we cruise around and suck down our fossil fuels, and that's probably not the world we're going to live in 30 years from now. Yeah. What can we do to start planting some seeds? Let's grow a new forest, and let's start thinking differently and changing our habits. And so it's just a little miniature way we can do that. And there's no company, there's no, political organization that's going to come in and figure all of this out for us. It's just not going to be that way. We all have to figure it out together. We really do. And I think that that's actually where music comes in, because music brings people together. Yeah. And so we get to go, all right, cool. We have an environmental crisis. Everybody knows that. We wake up every day and get slammed with that. And so what are we going to do to fix it, And so music is a healing force. And if music can be at the center of that, and if that can be the hub for it, I mean, that's pretty rad. Yeah. So I think other people are going to be catching on. I think other people are going to be asking these questions as well.
Well, good for you guys, because being an artist, a touring artist, is hard in its own right. Independent artist, you're in charge of like every single thing. So to take on this endeavor, I mean, obviously, truly shows that you care. And to be sustainable, you got to be sustainable, man.
Yeah,
you're doing it.
Sometimes it's too much.
Yeah, of course, of course. I imagine.
Sometimes
like,
it's too much for us. Yeah. It's just, but we love it, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's got to be. But yeah, it is. It's. I'm glad you mentioned that. You know, a lot of people don't realize it's like it's a lot, man. It's a lot to just play one show. Then you go play 100 shows. Then you add in some bikes. Then you add it. You know, it's just like it's a lot. But we really do love it.